So in our area, the biggest challenges that we had is our triage area and labor patients. So our triage area, we have about 7 beds in there, and we had a really large influx happening in December of 2021. The first issue that we found was that we could not communicate with these patients. Most of the pregnant patients that came here were from Haiti. We had a lot of Haitian patients that came here. Nurses could not communicate, medical staff could not communicate. So I brought a little tablet in here. We ended up having to purchase a bunch very quickly of these translation tablets in order to be able to communicate with the patients. And we would have to take that around to every room that the patients were in, do deliveries using these translation iPads in order to communicate with these patients. We had our halls lined with Border Patrol and custom agents because when they first were bringing the patients in, they would stay with the patients. So they would be sitting outside of the room. So we would have rooms lined with Border Patrol and custom agents all throughout the department. There was one day when we had 5 agents from 5 different locations bring 5 patients in at the same time into our triage area, and it's only 7 beds. So as you can imagine, our general population of patients that were here sitting in the waiting room, lined up, backed up, not being able to get everybody in obviously at the same time, caused a lot of frustration with our community, saying that, why are we have all these Border Patrol agents and these migrants that are coming in getting care before they're getting care. So there was a lot of communication.
What was the answer to that question?
What was the answer?
What's the
We take
answer?
care of patients based on their clinical presentation. We don't take care of patients based
So,
on where they're coming from. So whatever they're here for, that's our priority.
I had one tell me, you will help me get to Florida, you will pay for this, and explained nicely that we'll work with your family, but that will come from your family, not from us. And so, but I would say on the higher percent, I feel like they were more grateful and scared. Most of them were so scared I don't know if they could really tell us that.
So in terms of your extra costs, none of that, you assumed all of those extra costs. The NGOs, the Catholic charities were not present to help out with any of that.
No, there was a lot of challenges with the hotels in town. They started to try to put them up in hotels and shelters, but there was issues with them being there, their behavior and what was occurring there. So then they stopped allowing them to come.
Taxi, same thing.
Taxi cabs too.
Taxis were threatened.
Taxi cab drivers were threatened and said that they were human trafficking if they took the patients from here, and we would try to send them to back to the border. And so they stopped. They would bring them back to us when we would send them. They would bring them back and they would drop them off in our lobby.
So that was local folks that were really
Yes.
concerned and
Yes.
didn't like this.
We ended up having a meeting with Border Patrol to help us out. They had a lot of, they needed a lot of help also, and so they were bringing Border Patrol from other states to help them out. And so they didn't understand that don't threaten our taxis. So we ended up having a meeting so that we can explain. We had a process. We'll have the discharge paperwork with each patient showing that this is one, that this taxi is we're approving because we're discharging them. So we need your help.